Have you been overwhelmed at work? Anxiety been paralyzing your growth? Well, Pantheria is here to help. Founded by an active military sailor that has struggled with the high demands of military life, Paul Pantera has developed books, motivational content, and relaxing audio to aid in the fight against work burnout and debilitating anxiety. Subscribe to the Pantheria YouTube for a variety of long-form audio experiences from meditation sounds, lo-fi mixes, and ambient noises of all types. They also have a variety of books, brain teasers, puzzle books, self-improvement logs, and much more. Take action now to reduce your stress and improve your existence. Subscribe to the YouTube channel now. youtube.com/PANTHERIA 5182. These are the first steps to changing your life, and let Pantheria be a part of your journey. This episode is brought to you by our Patreon members. Sign up right now, patreon.com/VVC Life. And thank you to all of the patrons that have already signed up and are supporting us right now. Yeah. It's your boy, JS One Supplier. We are back in the building. All right. Enough clapping. Damn, I ain't want all that. Yo, we're back in the building for another great week of nerdy goodness. I'm so excited. I don't even have lotion on. That's how serious we are about today's show. I have not only a full panel of gentlemen, I also have a special guest. I also have a loaded document we do not have all night because I am hungry. That means this show is going to go fast. So, Fame, how are you feeling, sir? You are in the building. How you feeling?
Yo, I'm feeling good, but don't try to trick these people. You don't never wear lotion, bro. Come on now.
I didn't need you to lie. I didn't need you to lie like that. You should have just gone with it. You should have just gone with it. So I can say Fame.
Look at your hands, man. Your hands are telling the story.
Yeah, the story of ages. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Yo, AB, how you feeling, bro?
I'm okay physically, but my wallet says,
No. A new house reality.
When you got my homeowner, all I gotta say is, like I said today, it's like a used car with more parts and lots of projects.
Facts. That's why all of the chicks out there, they be talking about, I want him to pay all my bills and and they have all the. I be like, shorty, you ain't never owned a house because you ain't going nowhere if you just bought this motherfucker. You gonna sit your ass right here and you better get you some cheap ice cream and watch these free streaming shows because
it's gonna be great value ice cream. You ain't gonna get no Haagen-Dazs.
Exactly. Yeah, for real. At least until after the first year, until my wallet started leveling out. You know what I'm saying? But today, gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? Normally we got Champagne in here. Let me shout out Champagne. She said she's getting prepared for the sneak. What is it? The sneak her. I don't know. They got this whole thing going on this weekend. I paid $30 for, but it's like a sneaker party thing. You know, it's like sneakers and they sell shit and then I don't know. I'm not a sneaker.
You're selling me on this.
I really am. But she's got a booth down there. Y'all know she's got these books coming out. Matter of fact, let me show the books now, man. Make sure if you haven't done so, if you're not going to the Sneak Her event, go support a Black female author. She got more books than just what's on the screen. I'm not going to read them all, but I will tell you I've read one and it's fire. You know what I'm saying? And there's nudity. So like you definitely want to get involved. I mean, sex scenes, like it's mental nudity, not like she doesn't have pictures of. All right, let's just move on. So, you know what I'm saying? If you haven't done so, Angel Wings Crab Feast, 16th annual, August the 4th from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. right here in Maryland. If you are in the Maryland area and you thought, maybe I want some fresh crabs and I don't want to be forced to only buy 2 or 3 or half a dozen, well, this is the place you want to come to. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be an open bar. There's a full buffet, all you can eat buffet. Plus, you can get all you can eat crabs all night long. There's an indoor and an outdoor. So if you want to smoke cigars for adults, so man, just come on through, have some fun with us. And then if you staying in town after the crabs on Sunday, we're going to do the beach party, the VVC Life beach party. The whole gang is out there. August the 6th. It's going to be at Sandy Point State Park. Yo, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. free all day. Free food, games. We giving away prizes. And I've got Plainest Jane just said she's coming on. And we've got a swimsuit contest with some real goodies coming up. So if you're in the Maryland area and you want to throw on a 2-piece for your boy so you can win some free stuff, come holler at us. That's how we do it. Don't forget the Patreon, patreon.com/VVC Life. Yo, $5 make you holler right now. That way you can get all the exclusive content and you can get extra stuff behind the play wall. Plus, you know, whatever else I decide to throw up there because I randomly throw stuff up there. I'm not even gonna lie. So with that being said, get the merch. The merch is available, my people. The merch. Get all types of cool and different stuff to wear. You know what I'm saying? There's a 30% off code available right now. God, I'm so tired of talking about this stuff. So anyway, if you done it, do it. If you haven't done it, do it now. Now, I'm most excited. This guy, I have relentlessly taken his content and put it on my Instagram. I relentlessly comment in his comment section. I am definitely peekabooing at all the chicks that he posts on his page. Yo, I am inspired and a little bit jealous because this guy really, he does this. Like when I talk about some nerd shit, this nigga does it to a high level. When you're talking about guys that really tap in and really have found a niche and know how to work the hell out of it, and it just seemed to be genuine and like he don't seem to be reaching. Yo, this guy, and I cannot even pronounce his last name, so we're gonna go with first name. It's creator. Are you the owner of Black Nerd Problems, sir?
The owner of Black Nerd Problems is my partner and I, William Evans and myself. But really, it's for the people.
Omar's in the building. Let's go.
And my last name is Holmon. Holmon. Like,
so you're a whole man. Shout out to you,
whole man.
Shout out to you being a whole man.
Monday to Saturday, I'm home man. Sunday, we got to pay some bills. You know, we got to.
Whole man being in the
They got money.
How you feeling, bro?
I am happy to be here. I'm glad to see you put the ad on the screen. I was like, VVC. Oh, okay. I heard something entirely different. I was like, oh, all right.
He was like, Dub C, this is some gangster shit from the West Coast. I got you. No, we East Coast niggas. We East Coast niggas. But yo, all right. I do want to say that, man, from the bottom of my heart. I don't know if you ever hear it enough, but yo, I love your content, bro.
Oh, I thank you, man. Thank you.
I get such a fucking laugh off of your stuff. Plus, I get to learn about stuff. So, like, okay, so I'm I tell people all the time, I'm an old nigga. So, like, I'm 44 years old. So, whoa. Nerd for me. I know. Thank you. I know.
Yeah, I was like, this. I know you were in your 20. Oh, you're 26 at least. What the fuck? Nice.
I still smash the 26 and the 27-year-old.
I would not put that on camera. Okay, we're here. Okay.
Talking about, all right, we're not going to do this today. We're going to move on. But yo, nerd from my time period embody different things. You know what I mean? So like when I'm tapping into the younger generation and what's popping and like and how you approach comics from your perspective, how you're approaching movies, I'm like, bro, it's almost like you like in my head, old school style. You be serving that young sauce, yo. So shout out to you and pause. No homo, just in case there was something crazy in what I just said.
You can put it in, man. There's no need for no homos, man.
He just wanted to let you know that he was thinking about it.
It's perfectly fine. You know what? Press play.
Unfortunately, Omar, we are immature. I'm sorry. And we're gonna try
we're gonna talk about this grown man comic shit. We're gonna talk about this comic shit, goddammit.
There we go.
Talk with your chest, my guy. That's how we doing it. All right, so we got a few icebreakers we're gonna run by you. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to get to know you. You know what I mean? So I figured, hey, let's throw some stuff together and throw it at you. So the first question for today is: if you could choose your own superpower, what would it be?
The easiest answer is always speed, but I will go with I'll go with Eden Fezzi's the way he communicates with the universe. That's such an interesting power to me. I would like that because then I can then fulfill my dreams of being a master thief. What would I steal? I will give the jewels taken from Africa and other continents where the people of color and give them back to those countries. Like the crown jewels, them shit's going back to India. That jewel that was split up, the South African jewel, I believe, that was split up and whatnot. I'm like, the British own too. Yeah, those are going back. I would have that would be my whole thing. That would be my whole thing.
I like that, but I find that you'll keep stealing them back over and over and over. People keep
letting them come in here. I gotta keep portals are hard to make. This drains me for the entire day.
He's saying still. I'm looking at implications of just restoring our history, especially what I just heard just drop now on another IG users page. They talking about there was black people and they got rid of them. It just said Native Americans were the only ones here. They wiped us out they wiped us out here, or just made us into slaves here. The ones that were here in the United States.
All right, this is about to get heavy.
But I didn't want to go that deep.
No, thank you. All right, so does anybody else want to pick a different power Fame? Are you going to stick with yours? I think it's what you said, invisibility or.
No, Pill was invisibility.
Oh yeah, he's the creep.
He was the creep.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Everybody automatically goes to creep for him. Enough said. Enough said.
I said I wanted to fly. You know what I mean? That was mine. And then Fame, what was yours?
I can't remember.
I remember it was shape-shifting, like Mystique.
Nice. Oh, that's right. It was shape-shifting. So I could Easy to be a criminal. Yes. Easy. Works better that way.
What's yours, AB?
Fully realize future statics powers. That he could talk to machines and technology, and he could just jump into an outlet and be anywhere in the world.
I like that. That's super hard. All right, let's get to the next question. All right. What's the best animal sound you can make? That's crazy.
Oh, shit.
Why did I even make that? Why did I even make that? I like that now. I like this moment. I like this. What's the greatest animal sound you can make?
Okay, got it. I can do a slow loris.
Holy. All right, everybody shut the hell up. This man is about to perform. He put you on a big screen. Let's go.
Let me get in character real quick.
There you go.
Okay. Then they get handed the umbrella. They don't make a sound. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't make sound. I see it on camera. The umbrella just.
There you go.
That was super hard. Hard.
That's right.
People would have gone with a moo for a cow. You know what I'm saying? Some people would have gone a oink oink. You know what I mean? It would have been something off of a farm, but yo, you went and put the acting in it too. So I was
pull that up, Jay.
Right. I'm clipping that up,
Jay.
Huh?
Let's go.
What we doing?
I want to hear your greatest animal sound, bro. Come on.
Greatest animal sound?
Let's go.
Hold on. I love chicken sounds. I'll randomly do chicken sounds while I'm at work. I love that, man. That's just, and I don't know why it makes me feel good.
Okay.
How did you discover you could do that sound?
Huh?
How did you discover you could do that sound?
When I used to be on my aunt's farm, and then I like to mimic shit.
Backstory. That's method acting right there. This man's a method actor.
You got that.
Okay, hold on, let me get myself in the character. No, let me stop. All right. Fame, did you wanna do an animal sound?
Oh, bro, I got no animals.
You don't want to give me a cat or a dog? You don't want
that's too ill. Let's see.
No, I don't.
Oh, got it.
Go ahead.
Nah.
Let's just move on. Yeah. What's a good question you would ask somebody to verify their nerd legitimacy?
I wouldn't really. I mean, that sounds more like a gatekeeping type thing. So I wouldn't really. Aren't we tired of having to verify our shit though? You know what I mean?
I still have to do it every day. I have to verify a lot. I have to go through a lot of gatekeeping every day.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ! What gate you busting through, bro?
You know what I'm saying?
You going through? I've been watching Fast and Furious. So you're doing like the Brian O'Connor's like, I just gotta mow this gate down. We gotta get to this bank right here.
Yeah, it's like
family.
Yeah, I mean,
I got your answer. If I can alter the question a bit. Like, what question am I asking to maybe sell someone on something? Like, oh, maybe this is if I'm selling you on this nerd thing, let's say it's a sports manga because people don't usually like that. So I'd be like, all right, are you into boxing? And if they're like, are you into boxing? Okay, cool. Have you heard of Hajime no Ippo? So I'll be a good salesman for Hajime no Ippo for them to get into. That's what I would like. I would be a hell of a salesman for that manga anime.
I have to look that one up.
It's great.
Because the boxing anime that I usually like is Megalobox.
Okay. I'm gonna go to this next one. All right. What's the most used app in your phone?
Phone.
That's a good one.
He said phone. outside of the phone.
Seriously, it's on the app section. What's the most used app on your cell phone? Phone.
I am gonna say, you know what? I think it's between Twitter and Instagram. I'm gonna go with Twitter because that's usually where I'll do like a bunch of like the threads and things like that, and I'll take that stuff and move it to Instagram. But I think Twitter's just a dumpster fire now. But I think it's that. I miss the days when it was Tumblr. I long for those days.
Tumblr is still around, sir.
It is. But it doesn't. The balance is off on Tumblr. That's the problem.
Okay, yeah. Because it used to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Used to be.
Yeah, it's not balanced. It's broken. It's broken now. That's why I can't go back till it's balanced. Thanos would be disgusted. Thanos is disgusted right now.
I totally didn't see that people were dropping comments. So let me run through these comments real quick. All right, Tiffy Starchild, shout out to you.
The greatest of all content creators.
Okay, there we go.
She's the go. The best thing what she does.
Shout out to you.
Is nice.
You should come on the show one day since he's, shouting you out. So the power of discernment, that's the power that she wants.
Superpower.
That's so spiritual and well balanced and respectful. So shout out to you. Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't curse while you're watching. All right. And Catherine says, do a cat thing.
All right, I see we have two options. We could put user in timeout or block user. Which one should I
do? A paw. Just do a paw. Don't even decide. Just give the paw. Give the paw. Give the quick.
Bro, I'm meowing before I give the paw. I can't afford to have him clip me up with the paw.
You got it. Everything is content.
I can't afford it.
Just give a quick
meow. I'm not giving the paw.
Get off the ledge.
Thank you for giving me just what I needed. That's all I needed. I mean, like
paw going on for all year long. No.
Facts. All right, let's go. What's up, Pill?
What up?
Yo, he's got the pink on. The is it salmon or is it just straight pink? Which one we going?
It's technically safety pink.
Cameron pink then. Gotcha. Cam pink 98. I got you.
All right, with that being said, it's time to get back to these icebreaker questions. All right. What's your favorite snack while watching TV or gaming?
Grapes.
Ooh, I like. Okay. Yeah. I'm with it. I can see now you're just a healthy person all the way around. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, not entirely.
Be healthy.
My favorite thing to do is I'll get like raisins and stuff, and then I'll get like the sun dried like mangoes and like pineapples and stuff like that, and then like almonds and shit like that, and I don't know if it qualifies as trail mix, but I like to make it like my own and shit. So that's my.
I do the same exact
Thank
thing.
God, no, okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Same thing.
I do the same exact thing. I make my own trail mix, and they clap so hard for it.
Okay.
Oh, good, yo. You're amongst. You're amongst. Yo.
Dozens of us. There's dozens of us.
That's it. There's only dozens. Out of millions of people, there's only a few dozen.
Well, at max.
Hey, buddy, watch yourself. Watch yourself. All right. All right. All right. Would you take part in a zombie apocalypse or another pandemic?
Oh, give me the pandemic. Give me the give me a pandemic where, because people, how do we? A less lethal one that just requires a less lethal pandemic, but just requires you to stay inside again. Give me that again. I was born in the online, bro. I didn't see outside till I was a man.
What?
I was trying to fit a Bane quote in there. I was just like, yeah, I'll take another house arrest. I'll take that.
You are really committed, and I respect you for that, sir. Can you describe did you call it a mild pandemic? Can we get a milder pandemic?
That's what I mean. If we're talking like between zombie apocalypse and like you can't go outside because like pollen has mutated and you'll just get like your even if you didn't have allergies are going crazy, so everybody gotta stay inside till this. If we're just making shit up, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you put me on the spot. I prefer that over something that was, legit kill. Instead, it's legit killing folks.
That's what's up. Okay, yeah. I'm with you on that. All right. I would like to say, sir, you are now known. These questions were very hard-hitting, very to the point, you know what I'm saying? Very poignant questions. You know what I mean? And I'm so happy that you answered so honestly. You know what I mean? So let's get to our next segment. All right. This segment is all about the nerdy little things that we love to buy or say that buy, you know what I mean? So like normally, everybody just throws in what they got, but sometimes people have stuff, some people don't. So let me go with the first submission for today. I actually really love this idea. Yo, Fame, tell us what this is, bro. This is hard.
Bro, I have no clue what this is. But I put it in my wish list like 2 weeks ago. I clicked on it though, and so it's a digital face. I do know that. And as you click through the photos, it does different lights, and I'm about to get that. I'm about to get a few of them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I'm going to get a few of these things. I definitely want them, especially me walking into a club with them.
Hey, make sure you check the ratings out for it, because I tried to get one of those, and you see your ratings is only 71 there. You might want to check that, because I had to return 2 of them because the batteries, the rechargeable battery died on me on one of them.
Damn.
I'm not trying to kill it, but
no.
That's not a problem. If it's just a rechargeable battery, that means I gotta buy more batteries. So
get the one with the batteries in it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, wow. All right, let's go to the next one. I am the Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark map. All right. Okay. So there's a small story involved in this. I have always wanted to be an adventurer, meaning that I've always wanted to travel the world and catch flights and like go and find stuff. And I was like, man, if a brother can have we said it looks like a digital boxing mitt. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm just saying that. I always wanted to go on an adventure. I always wanted to go and try to find buried treasure or treasure somewhere. So actually knowing that I can get a map, even though it ain't going to go nowhere, but I would love to get that and frame it and put it on the wall to kind of remind me of the life that I will never have. So anyway,
it's never too late.
Size of it.
It's never too late to become an archaeologist and then jolly van around. I don't know. Is there any gold left to find? I feel like niggas done went out and found everything.
Nathan Drake done went and found everything.
Facts.
He killed people.
I'm not trying to. Well, I don't know. Do I?
I'm pretty sure there's tons of gold.
Yes, you
Yeah,
will tell everybody.
I'm quite sure. Yeah, hey, let's be nice here. All right, let's get to the next segment.
Listen up, boys. The fix is in.
Y'all know how we do. You know how we do. We got to get through these stories, and then we're going to get more into Omar's life and the things that he does. You know what I mean? But until such time, we got to talk about Dungeons and Dragons launching their 24-hour streaming service. I'm sorry. What were you about to say, Mr. Sir?
No, I was reacting to that. I was like, oh, shit.
So, with this being said, okay, so I have an article that I started reading, and I was like, oh, all right, cool, because I had no idea. Because when you say streaming, it could mean a bunch of stuff. It could be a radio station. It could be, I'm thinking they're going to be on YouTube. So it says Hasbro's Entertainment E1 is rolling out the D&D dice, betting that the Dungeons and Dragons fans will flock to a new free ad-supported streaming television channel dedicated to the fantasy franchise. It's prepping for a summer launch. The Dungeons and Dragons Adventures Fast channel is expected to be available on a number of platforms, but E1 has not cut any distribution deals yet, according to the company. The channel will feature a slate of original celebrity-focused unscripted series, including Encounter Party, Fast Purple Worm Kill, and Heroes Feast, as well as a catalog of content, including the 1980s Dungeons and Dragons animated series. In addition, the Fast channel is to feature third-party content from top internet creators and influencers with a focus on live gameplay. All right, so let's go around the room, baby. Who's excited for this particular piece? Like, I am interested in Dungeons and Dragons, especially since I am learning to get into RPGs so that we can, do our gaming. So I've been doing my research. I actually think this could be fire if they give me varieties of content. I would love to have maybe, a couple of days a week where I can see people tabletop gaming, but I would also like to see other content, like maybe some documentaries about other games. I feel like if the whole channel just focuses on D&D all day long, I feel like they're going to be doing themselves a disservice, and it's not going to draw in a lot of new people. But if we did something with like Cyberpunk, and if they did stuff with like other games and stuff like that, Werewolf and this and that, and then also, of course, we want to show D&D stuff. It's a D&D channel, but I feel like it being a hub for all RPG would be a much better idea. AB, go ahead.
I'm right there with you, but I think Dungeons and Dragons is such a huge thing, and it's been a big game, and it's been a big game, especially right now with the movie. I heard the movie is phenomenal. You know what I mean? And it's for all ages. So I don't know. They might can just pull it off just by putting their own content on there and not changing the thing because it's so big.
Got you. That's a fact. AB, what you thinking? I'm hoping that channel turns into I'm hoping it'll be just like Spike and G4 TV back in the day with all those slated state shows. Have a show about showing people play D&D. Have a LARPing group that does a D&D live action game. Give backgrounds behind characters, weapons, and cool stuff like that. But for the most part, please make it diverse. There are Black, Asian, Native American, all sorts of other DMs out there. Give them their shot to shoot to go ahead and do this channel. Can't go ahead and always have all these channels with people who don't even have, they don't put no effort in their channels. I heard some of those people, and I'm like, two of those channels like barely just have anything going on, and pretty much they somehow get a plethora of money or just get money thrown to them to say, hey, do D&D. Give other channels, give some people, even small people like myself, a chance.
Got you. Go ahead, make your play to get some bread. I'm right there with you, bro. I'm supporting you. You know what I'm saying? Get that man a check. All right, Fame and then Omar. Let's go.
I I'm looking. I'm just literally while everybody was speaking on it. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, if it's a streaming channel, the first thing I thought of was cooking, and then as soon as I went to Google, I see that the Heroes Fest book will be getting a show on the streaming channel. So it'll already be. It's like super dope. It's like, okay, Wood Elf for a salad, like, and whatever else, a meat tray. Like, it'd be dope to watch it. I'll be watching the cooking show nonstop. Everything else, like what Amy was saying, long as it's done right, I'm definitely game for this.
Mm-hmm. Omar, bring it on home.
I've never been like a Dungeons and Dragons person, but like just because I haven't done it or not into it, I'm not like upset to see this. I'm actually glad this is occurring because like my brother told me he played like a couple of years ago one time. Yeah, I played it before when I was in high school, and I'm just like, oh man, like who would have ever thought? Look at us now. Who would have ever thought that Dungeon Masters and like Dungeon Dragons would have its own like channel? And I became like, I respected it. Like, you respect your own thing. I respected it even more when I saw that episode of Community where they did those two Dungeons and Dragons episodes, and I'm like, oh wow, it runs like this. Oh wow, like it gave me a newfound respect for it. So I'm so happy that folks that do that is an outlet for them that do like are part of that nerd culture, they get to now have a channel that represents that. I shit like that is amazing to me, and I agree that it shouldn't just be a bunch of white guys playing Dungeons and Dragons. It should not. It should be like a whole like show how broad it is across the board. Like it's not just a certain select group of nerds that play this. Like, show the whole like the whole population that plays it.
That's a fact. All right, Hellboy has wrapped filming. Excuse me, the new Hellboy has wrapped filming. Now, I have a couple of questions, and I know none of you guys probably can answer this question. Are they using the actor from the last one? Are they going to use the same, makeup people, stuff like that? I actually enjoyed the last one. I know a lot of people were kind of in their feelings because we all fell in love with the first guy that when they did the Hellboy, and then they had I think they did two of those, and I forgot the guy's name. I loved both of them. Right, exactly. But I love the remake. I thought the remake was dope, and when I saw this, and I was like, "Yo, this is worth talking about, even if it's just for a couple of minutes." What do y'all feel about it? Do I have any other Hellboy fans on the show? And if so, are you looking forward to this?
I am completely not a Hellboy fan. Just want to raise my hand. Go ahead, AB.
My gunshot sound.
Traitor.
Why do we have you on the show?
Raise your hand.
Right. What I do. What I do.
Ever since the first Hellboy, and definitely that Hellboy and versus the Golden Army, that was pretty dope. Because those two elves, they gave a different spin of the elves, and that's what people need to see. Elves are not nice people. Elves are not going to be like, okay, we want to preserve the world. No, I have a thing against elves. I have a thing about how Tolkien viewed elves and whatnot. and the story needs to be said.
Hater.
Did you have like a run-in with an elf, Ellie, or something like that? Because it seems like
they're always the pretty race. They're always the humans. You don't live as long as we do, and this is how you're supposed to do this. I'm like, how'd you get there, buddy?
I've only seen two groups of pretty elves. It was one is the Lord of the Rings, and the other one is Christmas. Like, other than that, I mean,
we're not even talking about that because I just finished reading this Deadpool when these kids hired Deadpool to kill Santa Claus, and the elves turned against Santa Claus. It's hilarious.
All right, Omar, what you thinking?
I'm with I feel like I might have seen the last Hellboy on a plane ride, but I'm not sure if I remember it. I don't think I did, but I did like that they brought the dude. He's a homunculus, I think. The Asian actor that was in it was he a homunculus? He could transform into something.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, cool, but I don't think I ever saw it. But I'm like, I'm all for it. But like, if it's, I do now wonder if it's a reboot or they're using the same characters again. But I'm all for it.
Let's go. All right. Archer ends with season 14. Where I don't have my funeral music. This is one of my favorite cartoons of all time. Like, oh my God. If I tell people all the time, check out, well, first of all, if you are into potty mouth humor and off kilter stuff, this is for you. If you are a believer in the number one influencer, aka Jesus Christ, this is not going to be a show for you. Like, this is definitely something off the beaten path. It's a lot of sexual innuendo. It's a lot of cursing, a lot of random killing, but it's a dope show, and I'm really a super fan of it. A little disappointed, but 14 seasons. I don't think they've ever missed a season. I mean, like I really honestly feel like every season has been super fire in their own right. So anybody want to throw in on this?
I got a question because I know they did like the whole Vice. They started doing like genres. Did that continue out through all the rest of the seasons? They stopped with like the CIA with their Secret Service storyline, and it just became like isolated.
So there's actually an explanation for it, and I don't know. Are you planning on watching it?
No, I think wasn't it when he was in a coma and then he came out of it? Was it that one?
Right. That's it. Yeah. So technically, it's always the same. It's just those off-kilter stories were in his mind.
Got you.
And he was dealing with he was trying to reconcile and deal with his relationship problems that he was having with each character in his mind. And then he comes back and is still the same asshole, but that's what that makes it even funnier. So anyway, all right, let's move on to the next thing. What else do I have on my docket here? Let's see. This is fun. Yeah. All right. Shout out to the old man George Lucas, man. He dropped some jewels, and I was like, yeah, let's bring this to the platform.
I had made a decision to move ahead on the next Star Wars series, and we were starting to do that.
So you were starting to make the next Star Wars.
Yeah.
You as director, filmmaker.
So, and we were working with a writer. It wasn't quite working out, and I had the story treatments or outlines, and we were working on scripts. But I knew when I sold it, I said, I've tried to make movies where I step away, just sort of Empire and Return of the Jedi.
Right.
And after about a couple of weeks, I knew I couldn't do that. I had to stand over the shoulder of the director, help him, whisper in his ear constantly, no, do this, do that, and be there to help guide it. Disney, they looked at the stories and they said, we want to make something for the fans. So I said, all I wanted to do was tell a story of what happened. It started here and it went there, and it's all about generations, and it's about, the issues of fathers and sons and grandfathers, and it's a family soap opera. I mean, ultimately, we call it space opera, but people don't realize it's actually a soap opera, and it's all about family problems and it's not about spaceships. So they decided they didn't want to use those stories. They decided they were going to go do their own thing, and so I decided, fine, but basically, I'm not going to try to.
Okay,
that's hard.
There are three major things. One thing everybody knows, and then there's the other two things that I feel like weren't as prominent. Well, actually, two things that blew me away, and then there was one thing that I knew about. Number one, we all know, George Lucas, you're a control freak. We know this. Everybody knows this. That is the worst kept secret in history. You know what I'm saying? It's like R. Kelly saying he pissed on a girl. Nigga, we got it on video. So anyway, the second thing, all right, calm down, Pill. Calm down. I know that you got it.
Allegedly.
Yeah, all right, back to me.
Alleged. That man's under the jail.
Right.
And having concerts in jail, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, those are deep fake pictures.
Yeah,
that's a lot of tea.
So anyway, the second thing that blew me away was when he was talking about, he had written scripts, and he's like, I want to take the story further, and they were like, nah, we want to do something for the fans. That struck me. Because number one, I'm like, how did you not know that Disney is gonna cater to fans because they're gonna want to make billions of dollars? But it also helped me understand why we got the films that we got.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then him saying this is a soap opera about family. it really it made Star Wars look completely different to me after hearing him say that. Like, like he did the original 3 is about a family. It's about not only a birthed family that has connections, but then there's also this made family, this that comes together, and then how they all work together to, do what ends up happening in the films. I don't want to give it away if you haven't seen it, but super fire. Like, now I'm like, I want to know what George was going to do. Like, where are you going to take this? Because that's like, if we're going to get more of a grounded, we get to see generations of a family, I think that's fire. Because if you really think about it, the 6 films, the original 6, it's really 3 generations. You get to see, well, anyway, how many generations? 1, 2, yeah, it's like 3 generations you get to witness. So what did y'all feel about it? Like, Omar, let's start with you. Like, how did you think about that? What did you think about the clip?
Oh, I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but I'm seeing that I do appreciate it. Like, oh no, this was story driven, and giving it away, they want to take it away from story. I'm like, I kind of wish you didn't give it. Like, I wish you were still there for it, or I wish what's it called? I wish you were. I agree. Like, I still want to see the transcripts, but I feel like George Lucas was like, they want to do it for the fans, and he's like, fuck the fans. No, they're gonna get this. I got story. I don't give a fuck what y'all want to do. They don't know what they want. I'm gonna tell them what they want. Have you seen my resume? And you want? All right, fine, fuck it. But also we see. Oh, we want to do this for the fans. But like, look at what you did for the fans, though. You didn't really. You just gave them a thing, but like, it wasn't a thing with any substance. You know what I mean? So you didn't really do it for the fans. You did it for money. You know, which trying to make money, but like, there's a way to do things. We're going to continue on and stuff like that. And we saw the way it crashed. But I am. It is nice to see this. Like, maybe he's a control freak, but like, can you get mad at a control freak when they're making fucking filet mignon? You know what I'm saying? Like, when we see that it works, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to put that like in a good way, but it's like, this shit works though. Like, I might be hard to deal with, but like, I give you a good story in the end though.
Yeah, most definitely. AB,
you don't want to hear my opinion.
Please go ahead. I mean, I don't need everybody.
I'll just go ahead and tell you this. Now that's only one part of the clip. He ain't talking about the crazy. Remember what we had in the prequels with the Force was they made it seem like the Force was some kind of mystical force and
midichlorians or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was talking about the next 3 movies was going into the midichlorian world, like the micro universe or quantum universe, like we just had. Do not try to go ahead and try to gaslight us and say, oh, this is about family and everything like that. No. The person who gone ahead and continued your story right was Timothy Zahn with the Heir of the Empire.
Ooh.
There's some other people that continued your story and expanded what you made with those extra people that you allowed to go ahead and touch. Like, nobody, you didn't touch your greatest piece of work, which is Empire Strikes Back. And you see those memes all over the place. Or the freaking, you saw what happened when you touched it at the end of freaking Return of the Jedi. We got fucking Space Bears. Space Bears beat a highly trained military and ate those guys at the end. Because you saw all those heads.
Yes.
Yeah, it happened. It happened.
And I loved it. And I still love it.
And all those people. And they had Princess Leia all hemmed up and everything. I don't know what those Space Bears did to her. That they got her all wrapped up and tied up and stuff.
We have a whole show that we're going to put together just so you can hate on Star Wars. But until then, let's go to the next clip.
Invisible devices should feel so natural to use that you almost forget about their existence.
Les appareils invisibles devraient sembler si naturels à utiliser. Vous oubliez presque leur existence.
You'll note that's me and my voice speaking fluent French, using an AI speech model that's part of my own AI. And we agree. Sorry, This is my wife. I'm going to have to get this. Hello?
Hey, babe.
Hey, Bethany. How's it going?
Good. Are you and Ted?
Yeah, I'm on the red circle right now, actually.
Oh, great. Good luck, and don't forget to mention me.
I won't, babe. Thank you.
That wasn't his wife. That was an automated message. I don't believe that.
That was another AI. That's all.
Yeah.
More AI. AI on top of AI.
I just want y'all to know when I watched that clip, my Star Trek, I just had a whole Star Trek like moment. So you know what I'm saying? I gotta keep talking about AI. It just keeps coming up. I got a whole thing probably next week. I want to go into NPR. NPR started talking about how Congress is trying to gear up to they're trying to do a whole session around regulating AI. But the problem is that Congress moves so slow and AI moves so fast. There's no way to keep track or keep up or even try to keep with regulating it. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play that out. But off to the side. Go ahead.
Unless it's abortion, gay rights, and other certain things that's more important in this world.
Mitch McConnell's favorite hits.
Yep.
Yeah, those are the things they've been working on for 30, 40 years. So this is still kind of technically. Honestly, there's so many older people who still don't even understand when you say AI what it means. So there's a whole that's a fact. Yeah, there are a lot of people in general who are still trying to understand it. So even just seeing what we just saw, that's a more simplified. I'm not going to say that because I was about to say this is a more simplified version of AI, but it's not. It has a lot of intricate moving parts, but it's a more simplified, I will say more simplified purpose for it. It's very specific. Hey, it's for translation. It's for taking phone calls. You know what I'm saying? It's a personal assistant. I mean, it's not like you're sitting there with that little thing yes, start me a new LLC and then be the...
Not yet.
Not yet.
Somebody gonna put the Chat GPT right into it.
So all right. So my question is, who's getting this? And would any one of you guys be comfortable with having this type of thing? And Fame is out for the end of the world, and Audio AB is out for the end of the world, and Pill is the only one. Go ahead, Pill. Go ahead. Tell us how much you're not going to use it and all of that.
Here y'all go trying to get electrocuted by shit in your pocket again, right over your heart. See, y'all ain't thinking. Y'all ain't thinking. See, I'm gonna be good out here. I'm trying to get y'all to give y'all the good. Y'all gonna be talking to the motherfucker, and that shit gonna hit 12,000 volts right into your heart, and just keep talking to. They trying to get y'all out of here. Y'all keep playing with that AI shit, man.
Thank you, Mr. Sir.
Yeah, I got you. I wear a bra.
That's my paranoid hood homeboy. You know what I'm saying? When you go with your family,
the radiation, the X-ray vest.
As long as it gets about this size right here, I ain't gonna put it nowhere near this. If it gets to like this, we're talking some Mass Effect and some freaking Tony Stark that he, grab that and you can holographically put your screens up. I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna do that mess like he is. Man, that AI is like, yeah, you pissed me off for today.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You're talking too much.
And to everybody watching right now from home, you could drop in the comments what your opinions are. I keep forgetting to address y'all. I know there's a bunch of y'all. Please, comments. I will read your comments on the screen. Now, it is time to get into comic book talk, which is Omar's bag. So we're going to Omar's bag right now, but it's not Omar on this clip, but let's just roll.
So who is Isaiah Bradley? Isaiah Bradley made his debut in 2003 in Truth, Red, White, and Black. Created by Robert Morales and Kyle Baker, the story explores of what would happen if there was a black Captain America. Truth explores the story of Isaiah Bradley and a group of other black men who were experimented on in order to recreate the super soldier serum that created Captain America. Only 5 candidates actually survived the trial. And due to certain field missions and internal strife, Isaiah is the only one to live to the end. In order to help with the war effort, he actually steals a spare Captain America costume in his own shield and helps to take down a concentration camp. This was meant to be a suicide mission, but unfortunately he is caught and captured, though he is freed by German insurgents, but then court-martialed and imprisoned in 1943 by his own government. He's finally pardoned in 1960 by President Eisenhower, but he had already suffered major brain damage. Morales originally wanted the character to be a scientist who experimented on himself, similar to Dr. Bruce Banner in the Silver Age of comics, though they later took inspiration from the Tuskegee syphilis studies, using the idea that it was a clandestine experimentation, with the members of Project Rebirth not even knowing what was happening until seeing a picture of Captain America.
Weapon Zero. Weapon Zero.
Weapon Zero.
Once again, like I picked that clip up. First of all, OG, like I'm a huge fan of this guy. Like I love his clips that he creates. It's been so educational for me personally. Like, bro, this is the type of stuff I love to read about. You know what I mean? Like these are the type of characters this is the stuff that's bringing me back to comic books. You know what I mean? That and X-Men, like anything X-Men related, I'm gonna be a huge sucker for. But gentlemen, how y'all feeling about this? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let Mr. Omar go first. This is, like I said, this is his bag.
I remember I think that came out in like 2003. I remember being in high school in the auditorium because my teacher, he was also a creative writer, and he also did comic books as well. And he was creative writing and the theater coach, theater teacher. And I remember we were just talking about it. The only thing I didn't like about was the art, but I was like, I think that was the first time I seen him. I'm like it's an idea that makes sense. I'm like, that shit makes sense. You wouldn't just give this perfect thing to your pristine, ideal white boy over here in Steve Rogers and whatnot, right? Like, why? It was such. There are retcons that are good, and retcons that are good, and retcons like you just did this because there was a big gaping plot hole. Like we see that happens over in DC Comics a lot. Like this was an interesting retcon that it worked out, and it also made for a longer mythos as well. Because then we have his grandson that becomes Patriot, and all the questions he have of being like, how can I wear this costume that my grandfather did? And then when with shit that's going on with black people in this country, how can I? So it's a retcon that really made it made waves down the line as well. Like this shit was brilliant, and then we also got to see it happen on
Winter Soldier.
Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that shit was 50-50 with a lot of writing on that show, but I liked Isaiah Bradley. I liked him not having to have the brain damage his mind retreated into itself because of years of self-isolation and whatnot. So he had more of a childlike demeanor and shit like that. I like that not being a thing here. We get to see how fucking mad he was. It's I did the same thing Steve Rogers did, but they fucking locked me up. But I do like that. Yeah, I rocked Bucky's shit though. I'm I want to see that fight. That's the big money. I still want to see that fight. His character, and also we don't see a lot of him or Patriot now in the comics as well. But it's a brilliant character, and the way he was treated after that was still good too. Reginald Hudlin, when doing the Black Panther's wedding to Storm, they wheeled him out, and they're like, "Who's that?" And Luke Cage is like, "Yo, he's the first me, really." And he's like, "How come I don't know about him?" I'm like, "We know about him. You wouldn't know about him." So even amongst mainstream folks don't know about him, but if you're black in Marvel, oh no, you know who the fuck Isaiah Bradley is.
Right. AB, what you thinking?
Oh, I'm thinking that's right there. And then it's the only time I've seen Patriot recently. Well, of course, those what was those cartoons? Secret Warriors.
Yeah,
that they had
I think that might have been Rayshawn, the one that was used to the one that replaced him, Rayshawn. I'm forgetting his last name, but he flies on the shield.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's the dude that came at. He's basically Patriot's replacement because Marvel they're not using him at the moment.
Right.
So the last time we saw him in comics, at least, I don't know if we ever seen him on.
Was it that weird invasion?
Intergalactic War. Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, the war. Yeah. He didn't have any lines. We just saw him up there. I'm like, it's been 10 years. Where have you been?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. All right. Let me jump to the next one.
Let's talk about the outfit. This isn't even a Hellfire Gala outfit. This is date night. And from a distance, you're like, damn, okay. But when you get closer, you see the Janelle Monáes are out. Them things is stinging. They're looking like sweet potato pies on a windowsill cooling right now. Storm is giving us rum cake, pound cake, chocolate cake, bunt cake. Storm is a whole full course meal sitting at a full course meal. Notice the lightning bolt door knockers. Folks trying to say that Cat Eye's out of style. Nah, the fuck it is. And let's talk about Craig and Nasser real quick. Look at his face. He is giving Storm hell yeah, sup toes eyes. This is a woman that smells like a pina colada and Let's Jam hair gel. X-Men Red number 11 gives us a beautiful moment where we get to see a slice of life with Storm on a date in Morocco. Storm's date is Craig Marshall. He's a soil scientist for NASA. This date serves as a great moment for Storm because we never really get to see her having a soft moment too often, especially as a black woman. We've seen Storm get to scrapping, we've seen her fight entities, we've seen her take out a whole space armada, but how often is it that we get to see Storm kind of like a little flustered? Storm looked at Craig and went, oof, that smile. We get to see Storm being smitten and soft and catered to by Craig. Storm's been a leader, a soldier, a goddess, all these different things. And it's nice to see her now removed from all that, where she gets a moment to just be herself, to just be human and vulnerable. We don't really see too many black couples just having a moment together.
You are so right. You are so right there. And the sad thing about it, the only time I've seen a date almost like that was with Luke Cage and Jewel.
Oh.
Yeah, and it has to be an interracial date.
I want. Are you thinking that the issue were they in her apartment or did they go out? Because I don't even think I've seen that one.
They went out to the diner that's around the corner from their apartment.
Okay, I don't even think I've read that issue.
And I think that was like right before she was pregnant with Danielle.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, this is like pre.
Oh, no,
this is like pre
2005.
I think it's pre-Civil War or after Civil War.
It's pre-Civil War, I think. It's pre-Civil because she was on the run with the daughter in Civil War. Yeah, it's pre-Civil War.
Oh, this is deep. This is deep.
Al Ewing, man. Al Ewing is doing. It's also like, you already brought up you already brought it up, right? We don't usually get to see. There was a big time a big time point in Marvel where if you had a white character, right, they always had a person of color, a black or person of color love interest. Daredevil with, I think her name was Karen Hunt. Karen, I forget her last name. When he went to California, Kate Bishop when she was dating her friend's brother. And you find out he's Wakandan and he was black. Blade was dating this out of nowhere this woman that was white. Like everybody was paired up that way, and it's interracial, perfectly fine. But also like let's not conflate it that interracial always means a white person's in it, right? The first interracial relationship I ever saw in Marvel was Storm and Forge. Because that's the first one I ever saw, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like to me, that's interracial to me, right? But like we see this thing where like a white person is usually always centered, and it's like, okay, wow, love is love, cool. But then, is that black person just there for the romantic interest, and then like when they split, they're gone. You don't really see them again. You know what I mean? Or for years. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's always a thing too. And this is also written by a white dude, Al Ewing, and he's so good because he doesn't have to lean. Just by writing them as characters, he doesn't have to talk about race. But the fact that I'm using black characters and make it just a normal experience for them, then for us, we fill in that blank for us because we don't get to see that shit often. He's like, I'm just writing these motherfuckers as regular motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? But it means so much more because it's something we don't see often. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't have to talk about race. I don't have to do that. I can just bam, pen, like I'm writing them as people as opposed to, let me make a point about race, which is what a certain writer did with Miles Morales. And I was like, this is not hitting right.
But let me tell you also what's so awesome about even you clipping that up and talking about it. It creates an entry point for people that are interested in comics, but don't know how diverse comics can be. A lot of times people will have an image of what comic books are. And when I say that, I mean subject matter, not just what's drawn. So like when you can see that, this is not just about shoot 'em up, bang, bang, or it's not just about one or two in particular things, that there's diversity in it, and that there are high moments of high action, but there are sweet, intimate moments. There's drama there. Like when I try to explain to, all right, let's say a woman or a young lady I'm dating or whatever, and I'm like, this comic books, and they be like, comic books, that's some kid shit. And they be like, nah, they actually, like some comic books can be as deep as a novel. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I be trying to tell them, I'm like, bro, there are stories that have gone on for 40 and 50 years. Like you have characters that have been, I'm like, you have characters that was in love for like 10 years and then beefing and ain't seen each other. Stuff happened. I'm like, but it's you you articulate things in such a way where it's palatable. I can send this to a girl I'm trying to holler at, and you make it completely palatable. You get right to the point, and to those little bullet points that are gonna draw her in. That I have. Well, I was like, yo, I respect this guy. Like, look at how he's breaking it down, man. Like, I'm quite sure your DMs are flooded at this point.
Oh, I'm married, so now you know what's funny. I started out doing poetry, right? Doing performance poetry and shit like that. And it was funny because I got a friend involved in poetry as well, and so it was funny because he women would flock to him. I'm always used to a bunch of niggas coming to me, yo, man, I really fuck with that shit. I'm like, yeah, this is where it goes. But even before that stems from being younger. My dad was big into history and shit, right? So like all this nigga talk to me, all this man talk to me about, if he ever sees this, all this man ever talked to me about Black history, African history, shit that was done to Native folks, right? That's all he would talk about. And that's cool, but like when that's all you talk about to somebody, you're gonna get tired of hearing this shit, right? And so I saw his comic books one day and I'm like, oh, what's this? He's like, oh, I used to collect these when I was a kid. And he didn't like, it's like that's Thor, that's Submariner, that's the Silver Surfer. And he's like, I don't really know more about that. So that's what got me interested in comics. Oh, this is something this dude doesn't know about. And I like superheroes and shit. So I'm trying to read those, and they were older. So it was hard for me. I was only in second grade. But then it's always something I stuck with because I like these characters. And then I kind of find out like, oh, I like these stories. And so my thing is about like I just want people to be there for a good story, man. And it's like the problem with me, or my friends will say, is like, oh, you overhype this thing. And I was like, well, this isn't even me hyping something. This is just me being passionate about something, like me wanting to get you involved. And my mom had to suffer through a lot of it because it was just me and her in the house. And I need somebody going to hear about what the fuck's going on in Green Lantern number 49 when fucking John Stewart showed that he could break his fucking ring and recreate the entire planet system of Zainshi. And then when he did the whole fucking sniper rifle back in the Sinestro War, I'll follow her around the house being like, yo, I'm like, yo, and then he creates a whole sniper. She's like going to the living room. He creates a whole sniper rifle. He snipes the sniper 3 galaxies away. She goes to the bathroom, and I'm like, yo, and he said, Omar, I'm in the bathroom. I'm like, oh, my fault. I slid the comic book under the door. And I was like, as you can see here on page 37, these motherfuckers about to go to war. But like that's just like, oh my god, that's passion for like one, like, oh, that's the thing about being a nerd, isn't it? It's like that's also like when we talk about like gatekeeping or verifying that you're a nerd and shit like that. It's not even really. It doesn't really be about that because that's like your whole identity. You're like, oh, I gotta protect this thing because it's come so mainstream now. Nah, nerd is a spectrum, man. Like, all right, you're into this nerd shit now, cool. It's really the heart of being a nerd is like, let me sell you on this fucking story. Why I think you'd be interested in this shit. If you like, it's a gamble. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fine. But like, yo, let me fucking sell you on this shit. And if I can sell you on it, and then you see the shit that I saw, like, yo, I see why you like that shit. That's the validation. That's the real validation right there. I see why I see that shit. I'm with you on that. I'm with you rocking on that. I didn't like it. All right, well, let me show you on this other thing. That is the heart of being. To me, that's the heart of being a nerd. Sorry if that went on really long. Sorry about that.
No. Like, yo, this is. I feel like the last part is just a continuation of a conversation we have every time we bring guests on. It's like I love to get everybody's definition of what a nerd is, and I feel like in our squad, I say all the time, everybody's a nerd for something.
You're a fan.
You're a fan or obsessed about something. Whether it's cars, whether it's writing. Sports. It could be sports. It could be like you're gonna go crazy nuts over something, and like all it takes is for you to hit that button with a person, and you ask them a question, and they light up and go, "Oh snap! Let me tell you." Like that's what a nerd is, man. Like so, yo, me and you. We're all one big fan.
We wrote a book for like Black Nerd Problems, me and Will, and then the opening of the book is like, yo, like. There's been no new definition for the word nerd, right? Since like I think it got introduced by Dr. Seuss in like maybe the 50s or some shit like that, or maybe earlier. And I'm like, yo, because it's still like, an overweight person or someone that's socially awkward, like, oh, this is a discriminatory thing, as opposed to what is evolved now. Like to me, nerd is a spectrum now because Motherfucker, like there's no way you move through life not liking something. Nerd just means you're a fan of something. Sports. If you can remember, you niggas remember fucking LeBron's his stats, his shooting average. You're a fucking nerd, man. You're an NBA nerd, man. It just means that you are a fan of something. That's all that means. Like the word has evolved into that, and it kind of sucks that like the Merriam-Webster that's not reflected. You know what I'm saying? There's no like hard definition that or anywhere on paper that reflects it. It's just like up to us to like have our own versions of what this word means. But like in reality, as cultures have evolved and shit, as we've evolved and whatnot, and nerd shit's been more accepted, more open now more than ever. Like superhero movies are a new spaghetti western, right? Then the word needs to evolve with that as well. And the word should evolve to mean like, yo, we are a fan. We are fans of this, anything in particular. You know what I'm saying?
No, I 100% agree. AB, you want to throw something in?
No, I'm just hoping that he just said one of my favorite points inside of the Sinestro Corps War when freaking Jon Stewart was the MVP right there. All I gotta say is they better animate that. That's all I want DC and WB to animate the Sinestro Corps War. It could be one movie. It could be a three-part movie. Just do it. You guys already did. You guys just did this. The Jon Stewart Green Lantern movie, Fear My Power. That should set it all up for the Sinestro Corps War.
Surprising that we haven't. It's surprising we haven't got that. That Jeff Johns' run back when he was still like when he wasn't a dickhead. Great pen, dude's a big of a dickhead. Whatever though. Like that was 9 years long. How many years away are we removed from that? When DC was changing to the new 52? They were like, all right, all these titles changed except for Green Lantern because that motherfucker's cooking. And we're so far from that now. It's criminal that to this point that we still don't have that Sinestro Corps War. And that Green Lantern animated series, that shit was flames too, but it gets canceled. But it was like they were doing work over there. That shit was fucking working, but because it wasn't, you're not selling toys, like, you know what I mean? Like so we got to suffer them. They're like, I hate when the story suffers for something that's like outside of it. Like we're cooking over here. Oh, we're not selling toys over. Yeah, but girls aren't going to buy these toys. What the fuck does that mean? Look at the rating this should not affect that. But I don't like that they're intertwined like that. But all of which is to say, I fucking agree that Green Lantern needs to be like that. It's Star Wars, man. It's Star Wars empowering. And like, why aren't we seeing more of this shit yet?
That's a fact. All right, so let me get into more of Omar just for a minute before we get to the trailer train. Tell us more about this because I heard you mention it. You know, doing your last statement. So, like, tell us more about the Black Nerd Problems. This is the book, right?
Yep, this is a book. It started as a site back in 2013 with me and William Evans. We were Will's a little older. Will is in his 40s. I'm about to be there, and we met doing slam poetry, and we were in the ending years of that. And usually people use like you do poetry, you then find it usually is like a navigator for something else. Maybe you get into TV writing, we have friends writing for TV, movies, and shit like that, or whatever, or something else, you know. And so for us, it was like, well, what are we gonna do afterwards, right? And it just came to be that like, yo, we really like talking about like this comic book shit, right? And we're Black doing it. And there weren't really people doing it like us for certain. You know, when there's certain moments that get skipped over, I always use this reference. You guys watch Mad Men?
Yes, sir.
Remember that scene when I think the woman has, I didn't watch it, but the woman has a coworker stay over and she's Black. It's a white woman. She has a Black coworker stay over and they're chatting it up in the living room. It's all good. And the white woman goes to bed, but she's about to go to bed. But then she realizes, oh shit, I left my wallet on the table. And there's that moment where it's like, if I take the wallet, it seems like I don't trust you, you know, like it's a racial thing. Like if I take the wallet, it's a racial thing. But also if I leave it, you know, take my fucking wallet. If I leave it, do you think am I performing? You know what I'm saying? Like, there was that moment. And Will used to listen to this podcast talking about Mad Men. And he's like, yeah, I enjoyed that podcast. And they got to that part and like, oh yeah, you remember, what about that scene where she leaves the wallet on the table? Yeah, that was a really interesting scene. Okay, so the next scene, and he's like, no, like, why aren't we unpacking that? And so that was why we made the website. Well, let's do the unpacking that gets skipped over. Then, not to say they made a conscious decision to skip over it, but like, that when you're Black, you know that not semantic. What is it? It's what am I trying to think of the word? I can't think of the word. But when you're Black, the things that go unsaid. When you're Black, you see the things that go unsaid. When you're not Black, you don't see them, right? It's a blind spot, right? Like, you know, if I'm talking,
that's a big
blind spots, right? So why don't let's be the ones to talk about those blind spots, and we don't have to code switch doing it and shit like that. And so we were doing that for about maybe we started in 2014 officially. So it's been about 9 years now, and maybe 2 years ago, we got the chance to do a book on Simon and Schuster, and because they were like, hey, how about these? I think they asked Will. They're like, how about, because he had a poetry book with them. We Inherit What the Fires Left, and they're like, what about this Black Nerd Problems thing? What don't we? What if we got to do some essays and shit like that? And he was like, y'all think motherfuckers would want that? Oh, okay. So we took some from the site, and then we did 20 pieces between us. We did 20 new pieces each, and then we're like, all right, we'll take the best 10 from each other and then put it into the book as well. And so that came out, I think that was about I think that was 2021 that came out. Yeah, 2021. Yeah, 2021 that book came out. And we got pictures in it too by O'Neill Jones. She's great. And it was, so that was my ether, man. That was I was in the room. My wife would come in and be like, oh hell, I'm like, get out! And like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm not gonna. You know, a rap. I think there's a famous story like Nas and Noriega, where Noriega had a verse and then Nas rewrote it because he's like, "Oh, he had to rewrite his verse." No, there's too much plays. He rewrote his verse. Yeah. I was like, I'm not gonna be one to bring this shit down. I'm like, I am not gonna be the weak link on this bitch. No. I gotta make sure everything is on point. Months later, we're doing this a talk with our friend Hanif, and it's public event or whatever, and Will was like, and I'm talking about like being trapped up in the in my room, like I'm writing on the walls and shit, and I got the crazy fucking board over here connecting. I'm connecting motherfucking Steve Rogers to motherfucking T'Challa's grandfather and shit. Like it's looking crazy. I'm like, I'm in this. Will's like, yeah, I wasn't writing shit, man. I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, yeah, I couldn't write shit, but then we met up and then we wrote, and then I was like, and everything was all good. I was like, why didn't you tell me this? Because like I knew you'd react like that. So I didn't tell you shit. He's like, I'm like, what the? I was livid. He's a great writer though. So motherfucker doesn't even have to fucking try, man. He's fucking great.
He's like, you just give me a direction and I go.
Yeah, Will is such Will. If I can speak on Will Evans, man, Will is the right. Like, I think one of the biggest compliments you can give someone is like, man, I wish I could do like Jay-Z said a comment. I wish I could rhyme like that. Like if I wish I could write like that. Will is just the motherfucker is so smart in his writing and shit, and also like he's fucking funny. And I think he was like, I hope he doesn't mind me telling the story. He was like, I never really. He's like, I knew I was funny, but then he's like, there was one time I was dating this woman. He was like, I was the guy making jokes in my crew, and I was like, really? He was like, yeah, and I was like, because he's funny, but I didn't think he was like the funny one in the group. I was like, how come I didn't know that? He goes, man, one time I was being joyous. I was telling jokes. And then she was like, she looked me dead in my soul, Omar, and she said, do you really think you're funny? He's like, I ain't telling jokes since, man. I was scared ever since then. But he leaned more into humor. I feel like being on the site, and it got him leaning more into humor, and he's fucking funny. So the way he writes is so smart and fucking funny. And so I was like, man, I really wish I could write like that. He did the Game of Thrones recaps for us, and it was everybody loved that shit. It was because it was fucking great, man. He's a great writer.
To kind of wrap all of this stuff, because he just told us about, I didn't even know all of this stuff. All right, so I knew about the book.
Yes.
I didn't know about the website. Now, I knew the website because when I first started seriously doing this podcast, I was trying to find Black websites to draw content from. And I saw yours. I didn't know you owned it. I didn't know that you were a writer and a creator. That's great. I found Black Nerd Problems on my own, just doing research. So it's so interesting. Like, yo, this Black nerd world is so small. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm loving this journey of getting to know people and learning stuff. So anyway, it ain't about me right now. It's about you. The book is fire. I'm going to buy the book, number one. The website is fire. And I've spent quite a bit of time on the site. And I'm not trying to say that just to be like nice to you or whatever.
This something you would tell me. So I'm like, oh man, we gotta.
No, you're right. You are correct. The writing is fire. I have not seen the merch yet, but I'm definitely going to check out the merch and some other stuff. And so, tell us about the podcast. Are you still doing the podcast?
Oh no, we used to do. Actually, it's funny. We have folks that Tiffany Starchild. She was in the chat way earlier. She streams on Mondays. I take my time. I take my time off and on. You know, me and Jordan Calhoun, who is the editor-in-chief of Lifehacker. Sometimes we'll stream on Fridays. Mikkel, our dude, Mikkel, he'll stream on. He does like his night is family night on Saturdays. We have Anissa. Sometimes she'll stream on Wednesday nights. I should have did them in order. I don't know what. Let me start over. Tiffany Starchild. She'll stream on Monday nights. Anissa, she'll stream on Wednesday nights. Usually me or Jordan Calhoun will stream on Friday nights. Mikkel will stream on Saturday nights. That's the family game night. And my wife, Tasha, she'll stream on Sundays at noon. And she's doing Tears of the Kingdom now. So we moved over from we do that mostly, but we do also have podcasts as well. There's This Week in Nerd News that Mikkel, Keith, and this goes so horrible that I'm forgetting her. This week we have a team doing This Week in Nerd News. Edit that shit out. It says live. Whatever the fuck. This Week in Nerd News is one podcast, and Two Nerds and an Actor, which is I think they might be on hiatus at the moment. That's our guy Franz and Aisha. They are on that as well.
Shout out to y'all, man! Like that's a lot of work.
It's done. I usually handle the Twitter and the Instagram, which is basically just Instagram just reposting things from Twitter on there, and tweets just like, let's just retweet and highlight folks.
That's what's up. All right, so what happens is y'all go on Twitch to do the shows?
Oh, the podcasts are on. They're on. Those two podcasts are on Spotify and Apple, I believe. On Twitch, that's just like our streaming thing. Tiffany, she'll stream whatever she wants on Mondays, and she'll stream whatever she wants on Wednesdays. We'll stream whatever we want on Friday. Like that's just our different members' nights for streaming as well.
Got you. Shout out. All right. So is there anything that you need to promote or talk about? And then I've got two more questions, and then we'll move to the last segment.
Anything to promote? I mean, I think the Twitch thing was only the real thing to promote. You can just catch us on we're over there on Instagram at Black Nerd Problems. You can follow us on Twitter, BLKNRD Problems on Twitter. I don't think I am forgetting something. I think I can mention that I'm doing a project for the Franklin Institute. So that is something I will be doing, and that will be seen maybe 2024, maybe later in the year. I'm not sure when that comes out, but that is something that I am doing, but also not sure I should be talking about. I think I can. I'm not sure. Whatever. I mean, they're hired me for the job already. Whatever the fuck. I think those are the only two things at the moment. Oh, also, I have a poetry book as well. It's called We Were All Someone Else Yesterday. I almost forgot the name of the fucking first poetry book. But yeah, I think that's all I got going on that I can think of.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So my next question is the current incarnation of the clips that you create, the reels.
Yes.
When did you start doing that, and what was the inspiration for it?
The current incarnation of the reels. Is this me explaining comic books and things like that?
Yes, sir.
My wife and my friend put a gun to my head, basically to be like, they're like, yo, you talk about this shit all the time. You should be in front of camera, doing this. And we used to do back in 2014. We used to do like, we just turn the camera on and we just blah 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 blah. We throw it on YouTube and on Facebook. But then the pandemic happened, and it's a lot quicker. I don't know. I just like talking about this shit. So I was like, all right, well, get in front of the camera and do it. But then there was a thing was like, I was doing this before when I was like 20, I was, I guess, 28, 29. It's really different than doing it at like 38. You know what I mean? So I was like, I don't know if if it's that weird thing of feeling like being older and I can't, I'm not trying to like pitch you something, you know what I mean? But it's also like, well, this is just who I naturally am. I'm not faking anything. This is who I naturally am, how I naturally talk. My light just went out. I'm too far away to get a plug for it, whatever. This is fucking ambiance right here, right now. I'm a little older, so, but I'm like, but this is still me being natural with it. So, okay, well, let's just talk about comics. Let's just talk about comics and whatnot. And my friend Tiffy, she was like, you got to keep that energy up, because there are some moments where I'm like, if I'm just talking like normally like this one night, it's like, nah, like where's your keep that enthusiasm? That's what draws people in. That's you're passionate about something. You got keep the enthusiasm up. So I'm like, okay, so there's the only thing that's like more I may think about is like, okay, well, what excites me about this, instead of like trying to like, oh, I'm telling you something that happened. Like, all right, let me show you why I'm excited for this thing that happened. So that's the only thing that like makes me feel that feels good, actually, because like, okay, you can be whatever age you want as long as you're passionate and authentic about what you're talking about. And it doesn't matter how old you are in front of a camera, you know what I mean? So
but I need to jump in here. You have an audience. You're building such a powerful audience that is in love with you doing like, yo, I'm telling you, the comment sections is lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, how does that feel? Because we're not in that place yet. Like, we're still dropping. Like, if I repost yours, my shit will go lit. You know what I mean?
Well, yes. Also keep in mind, that's also from when I was in. A lot of the comments that I mostly get for like when I'm on TikTok and whatnot, they were like, "Oh, wait, is this Omar? Well, I used to listen to your shit in high school. I used to listen to your poetry in high school." So like a lot of it's like, "Oh, I didn't know you're over here on TikTok now." That shit is like, I'm just trying to talk about comics, man. I gotta bring that up. But I mean, that is also from twin poetry and years of writing consistency in a sense, really. But also just like this is me, man. This is who you fucking get. I'm just happy I'm just happy folks get to. I'm just happy to give people a place to be like, yo, I fucked with that too. Like that's my biggest thing. Like, whenever you feel justified in other folks talking about this thing, like, oh, I didn't know about this, but I find that interesting, or, oh yeah, I knew about that and I found that interesting. Those are the two best things, as opposed to someone that's like, I don't know what the fuck this is, I don't give a fuck. But like, if I'm getting, it's their dead name now, but I don't know their names that they've changed. They transitioned, but I'll just say their quotes, because I don't want to fuck their name up. But they had back in poetry, they used to say they're like, the hardest thing for a writer or a poet, right, is one of the best trick really is if I can make you care about something you don't give a fuck about, right? Or if something's important to me, how can I make you in the audience care about that, right? And that's what that always stuck with me, and how I always try to approach whatever I'm talking about. Like, yo, even my friends clown me for liking like Hawkeye or fucking like Moon Knight and shit, like these B-list or C-list characters, whatever. But I love them because, Hawkeye can tell a story that Spider-Man can't. Because Spider-Man, as we know, if you remember back in the Sony links, he always has to be this. They don't let Peter Parker grow the fuck up. He's married, it gets taken away. There was someone tweeted about this on Twitter. Jessica Jones was in Peter Parker's class. They're classmates back in high school. She has a wife. She has a husband, a child, a career. Look at Peter Parker, though. Every time his wife, they were married, gets taken away. Oh, they're married again, taken away. They always revert him back to being a bachelor. Oh, he can't be anything else outside of this. Whereas we've been fans of him for so long. It's like, nigga, we have kids, or I'm in my adult life now. I'm in the later part of my career. Let this motherfucker grow up. Like, this is someone you've grown up with. They should grow up too. And your legacy character, the reason you have a legacy character, should be for the younger ones. That should be how this shit's progressed. But but then money's involved right now. We gotta keep that cash cow, keep that motherfucker in his 30s and a bachelor and fucking up, right? But like, so that's what's, I like talking about those elements, and that's a genuine like feeling that I enjoy talking about. So like, and also that's why I like those B and D-list characters, because like, if you look at Hawkeye from Matt Fraction, David Aja, that's a story about fucking fighting rent control, man. Fighting for rent control, fighting against gentrification, fighting against fucking landlords throwing up like rent. And that happens in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. I didn't realize that till now. I'm like, this motherfucker was fighting for affordable housing. You don't see Spider. You know what I mean? And then, because Hawkeye is just he just has a bow. Who gives a fuck? You can do that with him. That elevated him. That's why we got the Hawkeye series and shit like that. That's why we got. He's more of a comic. Maybe not as big as Spider-Man, yeah, but like motherfuckers know who Hawkeye is. But because of that work done there, and I also like appreciating the writers and the artists that made that shit possible too. That's also why I like highlighting this here, because let's say you know who Frank Miller is, you know who Brian Michael Bendis is, do you know who Matt Fraction and David Aja are, do you know who Eve Ewing is, do you know who the fucking work Al Ewing's doing over here, you know, Kelly Thompson, you know what I'm saying, fucking Reginald Hudlin, what he did, what Ta-Nehisi Coates did, to give credit to that character, it's also to give credit to those creators too. Like, yo, they're telling a good fucking story. Just because the motherfucker's not mainstream doesn't mean you shouldn't fucking pay attention, though. That was another really long explanation. I'm so sorry.
I love it, man. I love it. You're nerding out, and I love it. All right, this is my last question, and then we moving on. All right. With this newfound popularity growing out of this passion that you have, where do you see yourself taking it? Are you going to be developing more shows? I mean, like, yo, you know how to roll shit out, baby. I can see you throwing a suit on, and I can see you stuff. So, where do you see yourself going?
You just asked me, man, we're sitting here having fun, and you just asked me like the most difficult fucking question. And my wife tells me like, yo, you should always be prepared. Like, I have a project coming out next. I think, well, then maybe I will say this to you, then maybe I will put more work into doing this. I think I like writing essays. I like writing essays on that I found in the book, and writing essays of like how I relate to comic books. So I think what I would like to do is the next book I would like to do is maybe taking like, I think you can find an issue of comic book that'll deal with what you're going through. So I think maybe talking about certain issues and characters and from when I was a child to now, and like how not to be blasphemous, right? But like, you know, some people go to the Bible for like a certain psalm, right? To get them through certain things. For me, it's certain comic books, certain comic book characters, certain story arcs. So I think I would like to match those certain story arcs with things from like when I was growing up, maybe like being like my mom being a single parent, you know what I'm saying? Like during my father, let's match these arcs with these things of growing, especially growing up as a black kid too, because sometimes the things that this wasn't written for me, but I'm black, so it spins differently. Like the God, motherfucking Jonathan Hickman, he has a line that he wrote. Doesn't matter the context, but Reed Richards was trying to figure something out about trying to stop these universes from colliding, and his daughter writes him a note because she knows what's happening, and then she says to him, "You can't win. Time to figure out how not to lose." I'm like, if that is not the black experience in America, I don't know what the fuck is, right? I can't. That's all I can fucking think about. Yo, you can't win. How do you not lose? So I'm like, I'd like to take those things and maybe my growth to adulthood and let's smash them up there.
Man, I would love to be a part of that. Yo, let me be a producer. Like, you know what I'm saying?
For sure, I got you.
Yeah, man, that's a phenomenal idea. Like, so like as I'm developing my platform and we are trying to develop different content, I'm great at fleshing out stuff, but like just having ideas to flesh out, that's the hard part for me. Like you being able to have that, I have 1,000 ideas on how to take that and then like, yo, all right, this is how we can do the audio. This is how we can do the video. That's a dope ass idea. So I'm not going to hold you. We got to get out of here, but I can't go without this last segment. Don't go anywhere, Omar. Aha! The trailer train is here. What does that mean? That means we have to watch trailers and we got to talk about it. This is the easiest part. Omar does not have to try to bring us anything. He can just react like a normal human man would. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into the, I don't know if this is the last one or the second to the last one. Let's get into some Mission Impossible. I have not seen it. I don't know what the hell we in for. So just enjoy and let's talk about it.
Our lives are the sum of our choices. And we cannot escape the past. Ethan, this mission of yours is gonna cost you
world is changing. Truth is vanishing. War is coming.
It's been a long time, friend. You've no idea the power I represent. It knows your story and how it ends.
Listen to me. The world's coming after you.
His fate is written. Shall we write yours too?
If anything happens to them, there's no place that I won't go to kill you. That is written.
Ethan, what's your objective? What's your ultimate objective?
Your life will always matter more to me than my own.
None of our lives can matter more than this mission.
I don't accept that.
A couple of things I kind of want to bring to bear. Like, for almost the first minute of the trailer, you don't hear Tom Cruise say anything, and then when you do, it's almost like the evil speaking to him, and then there's the dramatic response that he's going to give. I hate that. I really hate that. Because I don't need you to try to intimidate me with some big dark evil force. I mean, like, because let me tell you something. He's defeated so much crazy shit in his lifetime. I know I'm gonna watch this movie and he's not gonna die. There's no threat here. And the thing is, you're trying to ratchet up the tension, and it's like it's not tension. Like, it's not at all. Like, there's no real threat here. And this is the reason why I felt like they failed. The moment when they said 2 movies ago, hey, we're going to transition Tom out and we're going to bring in this new crew. That's when I was like, there's fear there. Because if there's nobody permanent, there's the opportunity for somebody to die and give me a real moment. But when Tom Cruise was like, hell nah, I'm not letting go of the reins. I'm going to do this until I'm 100. And it's just like Fast X. This is just right. He gets to look stoic and he try to look mean with your serious face. And this is like, bro, but I'm going to go see it. Why? Because I'm a man. I like explosions and guns and tits. So, like, I'm going to go see it. Outside of that, yeah, whatever. You know, it's just starting to look more like 007. That's all. That's how I look at it. So, with that being said, Pill, what do you think?
It was I feel like it's gonna be a good movie, but to me personally, I don't know how anybody else feels, but I felt like I was looking for Liam Neeson to pop up somewhere. Like, for some reason, I'm sitting here like, okay, Liam Neeson's coming. It was just like. It looked like a Liam Neeson picture. It looked like a Taken, or it looked like something like this. Liam Neeson's supposed to be playing this part. You know what I mean? It just looked like it's just what it was for me. But I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go see it because it's Mission Impossible. But maybe that's why it's part 1. Because I don't know if you saw it. It said whatever Mission Impossible Part 1. So maybe there's 2 parts to this, and then the second part will get into the nitty gritty of what we're looking for.
Nobody cares. Go ahead, AB.
Hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and check it out, see how the spectacle is gonna be, because of course they want to go ahead and make it sound like, oh, he might die, and maybe he does, or maybe he'll do like freaking Christian Bale's Batman. Just okay, everybody thinks that Ethan Hawke dies, and then he's somewhere in France having cocktails with the hot Bond chick, a hot Mission Impossible chick, with a nice retirement. As
All right, Omar, take it away.
I can wait till this is on TBS. Only because you said the whole reason, right? You've gotten. I miss back when he was like, I miss Mission Impossible 1 and 2. 2, I was like, we can stop right here, man. When he did that, when he was fighting on the beach and did that kick back up, I was like, yeah. For the trailer, I was like, yeah. But like, that's the problem when the world gets so the world gets so expanded, right? And like, well. And as you said, like you keep trying to sell me on stakes, and I've seen you. This feels like what makes this different from Ghost Protocol, or like, you know what I mean? Like, and it does feel very Bond, like just like you said, it feels very James Bond-esque. What was the last Bond? It wasn't Quantum of Solace. It was
No. The last Bond was, oh God, I loved it too, and he actually dies.
Yeah,
he dies. Thank you. I'm sorry.
So it felt like very Bond. So I'm like and also just all right. Tom Cruise driving and jumping off. I'm like I'm okay. I can wait. This is on TBS, TNT.
Facts. I'm with you on that. Now, I want to double back. My favorite MI movie, Mission Impossible, is MI3. And that's only because the guy that plays the villain, I forgot. Philip.
Oh, that was it. He was great. Like what? He died. Right, the actor died.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He was. He's like, what's the name of your wife? I'm gonna kill her. What's the name of your dog? I'm gonna murder your dog. Like, he's just talking that shit while he was talking up. I was like, God damn.
Hard in that joint, bro. Like that was the last time that I was like, damn. I was scared because he wasn't the stereotypical villain.
He wasn't shook.
He wasn't like physically fit. He wasn't talking all slick. He was like very, matter of factly and kind of funny to extent, and like he kind of flips on a dime. He will be like really jolly and sociable, but then it'll just get really like scary. You know what I mean? So like yeah. So like that was my favorite one. MI2 is definitely my second favorite. Like I those are my 1 and 2. So all right, let's get into the next one. Pill. You might want to change your diaper. This is gonna make you want to piss your pants. All right, I'm just letting you know this early. Let's go.
What's heaven?
It's a peaceful place in the sky.
Are you going to heaven?
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Why not?
You gotta be a good person to go to heaven.
10 years ago today, the artificial intelligence created to protect us detonated a nuclear warhead in Los Angeles. For as long as AI is a threat, we will never stop hunting them. This is a fight for our very existence.
Whatever's in there, they're sure worried about someone getting in.
Yeah, we're getting out.
What?
We're the same. We can't go to heaven.
Oh.
Because you're not good. And I'm not a person.
Did you locate the weapon?
Yeah, it's a kid. Seatbelts.
What do you want with the child? We are this close to winning the war. Execute her, or we go extinct.
They're coming to get me.
That's cold.
Saying something.
I'm like, oh, this is wow.
That's good. That looks good. It gives me Elysium and the girl that had with all the gifts vibes mixed together.
I'm with you on that. All right, Pill. Have you changed the diaper yet? Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go first, man. Your greatest fears realized again in another movie. So Terminator wasn't enough. They've doubled down on it and then used the term AI in the trailer to make you piss your pants even more. Go ahead, man.
Listen, they're trying to tell y'all something. This shit is real. You know what I mean? So look, that trailer was probably one of the best trailers we watched on the show. That shit was good. I was thoroughly locked in. Even the trailer had twists and turns in it. Like, it was good. Like, I loved it, and I'm definitely gonna go watch that shit. That shit was good.
Yeah. All right, Omar.
This felt like what Terminator 2 should have, like the direction they should have gone in. Instead of like, oh, we sent this one back and we sent this motherfucker back again and again. Like this, I was like, oh, this feels like a better continuation of it. It did feel like Elysium Battle, made me think of Battle Angel. It made me think of the Terminator and also fucking Chappie. There's that movie Chappie. Also, what the fuck, I, Robot. You know what I'm saying? And I was wondering, I was like, does that mean they're a bunch of like they're going around killing robots and shit? I was like, oh, this is okay. Also, you know what? It reminded me of Eddie Murphy, The Golden Child.
Yes.
It made me think of that. I'm like, I wish we did a reboot of that, but I'm like, as soon as my man said, like, oh, that's heaven, like, oh, what's that? Oh, you're not going there? Nah, why not? Gotta be a good person. I was like, oh, yeah, I sat up. I was like, yeah. Tell me about the grind you did. Yeah. So it's different. I don't like the name that much, but I can look past that. Like, it looked enjoyable.
All right.
Like I said, it's like the girl with all the gifts. If you ever get a chance to watch it, it's on Netflix.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, it's the whole escort the little girl all the way through because she has the well, basically it's a zombie apocalypse.
She's a cure,
and she's a black girl. She has the zombie cannibalistic tendencies, but she is still functional. So it's kind of like that in that whole he's trying to keep the girl, or like Old Man Logan. I mean, like Logan, he's trying to transport this girl there with some extra futuristic shit from like Chappie, Elysium, District 9, that type of that realistic, uncanny valley look of, here's future stuff that could actually exist to this day with the way they film it. I love it.
Word. All right, so let's wrap this up. It's time to go home. AB, give us your shout outs and your plugins. Let's go.
They don't have no plugins yet. Once the studio is built, there will be some plugins, but I want to give a shout out to everybody. Thank you, Omar, for coming. Thank you. I love all your stuff as well. Everything. I'm making sure I'm on here locked in. And everybody else out there, stay nerdy. Gotta get up at 5.
All right, man. All right, Pill, man. Give you shout outs, man.
Shout out to everybody.
My man. Hey, first and foremost, I'm gonna give a shout out to Omar for coming out, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate you for all your videos, man. Like you said, we learn every time we listen to one of your videos, man. Or I do anyway. I don't know about
Thank you, man.
But shout out to AB, shout out to JS1, shout out to Fame. Make sure y'all copping the merch, and then make sure y'all get y'all tickets for the crab feast. Make sure y'all coming to the beach party. We're gonna turn up, man. Just stay locked in with us, man. Stay nerdy, and don't forget you are a nerd.
Ooh, that's a fact. Omar, give them shout outs and those plugins.
I don't have any plugins, but just shout out to everybody that feels nerdy and whatnot, and and enjoys this culture. Oh, that was really very if we're doing it the non-humble version of it. Yeah, niggas, what up, man? Shout out to me, nigga, for being here. Yeah, that's right. Grace with my goddamn presence. King of this nerd shit. I've been in these goddamn trips. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but thank you for having me here. Thank you for having me here. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, like, you keep making that great content, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. Like, and the more you talk, the more I learn. So, you know what I'm saying? But to help plug this guy, Omar got a book, man. Go to Amazon, grab that shit right now, man. Don't play around. He got them essays. He wrote that shit from scratch. He ain't used AI. He used his own Ham and his homeboy, they got together and wrote that shit. Black niggas write shit, and then they publish shit. You know what I'm saying? So go get it. Go to the website, blacknerdproblems.com. Read shit. Go to the website, read some articles. You know what I'm saying? Be lit on it. Go to the Black Nerd Problems Instagram. It's women over there. It's stuff.
Oh my God.
Stuff over there. Go check it out. All right. Support black people stuff. That's what we doing. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, and the man is married, so be respectful in those ladies. Don't be just dropping nudes. Don't be just talking about cosplay. So inappropriate. How could you, you nasty person? So anyway,
oh my God.
so yo, the fact it's Black Nerd Problems, and then we're the Black Nerd Podcast. So BNP and BNP. You know what I'm saying? Real nigga shit. So with that being said, yo, I'm your boy JS One Supplier. This is the Black Nerd Podcast. Make sure you support and show love to everybody. Yo, showing more love to a nerd out in these streets, man. Make sure when you see somebody, tap in with them, man. Make a friend, you know, and spread it around, man. Omar, are you going to any like nerdy conferences this year, like BlurCon or this and that?
Nah, man, I'm staying home, man. I'm about to go watch the rest of the Fast and Furious franchise with my wife. Yeah, that's about it.
Gotcha. With that being said, we out of here. We will check y'all on Sunday. There will be no more Wednesday shows because we got other shit to do. We got a whole nother show we about to launch on Wednesdays. But make sure you check us out every Sunday, 6 p.m. right here on VVC Live. And then also get behind that Patreon, baby. We got tons of new content there. We'll check y'all later. We out. Peace.
Hey, it's the Black Nerds Podcast.